Hey, Kevin Tjia here. Welcome to the next episode of Launch Guardian Raw. In this episode, I want to talk about why you should launch. Okay, why you should launch literally every month, every week, and if you can, every day. Now, this isn't about a grand launch. This is not about, launching your core business offer every day. Okay, but it is about the concept of launching and why you need to adopt this mentality in your business for every day of your business. And that is that launching is more than just about pressing go, right? And saying, look, here's my product, go buy it, right? It's about way more than that. Launching is about exposure. It's about momentum. It's about building enough want and desire in your marketplace in order for when you are ready to push go and make your offer, whether that be, yes, your core offer for your business or an additional offer that you want to send to your existing customers, or even launching content onto your blog or YouTube or Facebook or any other part of your business. All of these things, have an impact. As soon as they are published, as soon as they are made available, there's an impact. And if you take a look at YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, it doesn't matter. As soon as you push publish, which I say, sort of like push launch on anything, they start to monitor how successful it is right from the get-go. And the faster you achieve traction on that piece, the faster you achieve views on that Facebook post or views on that LinkedIn post or views on that YouTube video, the more that YouTube looks at it and says, well, this is something that people really want, right? That's what social media is all about. It's that feedback loop of what does your audience want and how can we give it to them? And then social media, if you publish something and people don't interact with it, right? If they don't like it, if they don't share it, if they don't view it all the way, let's say it's a video, if they don't, go read down to the bottom of that post, then less and less people are going to see it over time. So that directly affects your business, right? Which is why launching is not just about publishing. It's not just about, putting a product in the marketplace. It's about the momentum behind the publishing. It's about momentum behind the product launch. It's about momentum behind the announcement of the next phase of your business. And if you don't have that momentum, then you will fall short of that point in your business that you require for market penetration and frankly for survival. Okay, every business out there has a certain overhead cost that they have, a certain overhead for you as the business owner. Maybe you're a solo entrepreneur, but you still have to live, right? You still got to put a roof over your head. You still got to put food in your belly. You've still got to exist in a way that not only keeps you alive, but helps you move forward. Or if you don't, as the saying goes, if you're not growing, you're dying, right? If your business isn't growing, it's dying. If you're not growing as an individual, then you're stagnating. The same concept needs to be applied and, taken into consideration for every single piece of content that you publish, every single product that you put into the marketplace. So let's take a look at the concept of the self-liquidating offer. This concept is very simple. You're going to get a certain amount of people to your site. That's known as traffic. And let's say, just for the sake of easy math, it's for every 1,000 people you have visiting your site, you might have an opt-in. And if you are doing very, very well, that's going to be a 40% opt-in. At which point, that's out of 1,000, that's 400 people said yes to giving you their email address in exchange for a free something or other, right? And then the self-liquidating part comes because those 1,000 people who said yes to visiting that site, if you got them for free, great, right? But most of the time when you're trying to scale your business, you're going to be looking at speed, and speed means paying for that marketing. And an average of $1 per click is pretty consistent in a lot of the industries that I'm in. Sometimes it can be much, much more than that. $20, $25, $30, $35, $50 per click, okay, per click. And so I'm just using the model of $1 per click to make, again, the math easy, but it's also fairly consistent in the kind of marketplaces that I'm in. So at that point, you spend $1,000 to get 1,000 people to your site. You have 400 people give their email address, meaning every one of those customers, or not customers, every one of those leads, they're not customers yet, right? They're leads, cost you $4 for every one of those leads. Actually, no, it's $1,000. You get 400. So it's $2.50. Gotta do the math here, right? $2.50 for that's the cost of acquiring a lead, not a customer. Cost of acquiring a lead is $2.50. So now you have a certain percent of the 400 people who are going to say yes to the next offer. Well, how much do you have to sell that offer for in order to break even? That's going to depend on your conversion. And again, if you're doing fairly well, I would even say very well, you'd have a 10% conversion. Out of those 400 people, you now have 40 people who've said yes, which means your cost to acquire a customer, you still have $1,000 you spent on ad spend, okay? And now you only have 40 people who've said yes. So I'm gonna not, try to do that math by myself. I'm gonna take a look at a calculator here and just go 1,000 divided by 40, right? Is $25 to get that person to become a customer, right? I should have known that math, but regardless, $25 to become a customer. So your cost of acquiring a customer is now $25, which means just for you to break even and not take extra money out of your pocket, not take extra money out of your savings account, not have to spend money just to stay, to get a new customer, you want to at least break even, right? A self-liquidating offer is an offer where that once they become a customer, they've paid for themselves. So your very first offer to them in an ideal situation would pay for itself, which means you now need to charge that person $25. Now, in many tripwire or self-liquidating offer funnels, this is not $25 is considered an okay price, but usually, you're being coached to say, like, offer something for $10 or $7, $12, maybe $17. Now, this is known as the tripwire model, where it's an easy acquisition. That's the idea, right? Well, no one's going to really care about $7. It's pocket change. It's, you can go on the sofa and probably find $10 worth of change, that kind of mentality. And if you do that, you are now losing money. Okay. However, if you have a launch in place and those 1,000 people that you paid for start spreading the word, start building momentum, start seeing the value that you're providing and the amazing things you're doing, and the fact that you've gathered momentum based on content you published, based on word of mouth sharing, based on partnerships that you have created in your industry, and they are all speaking about your new product, your new launch, your new content, whatever it is, then you can get to those 1,000 people visiting your site, or 2,000 or 5,000 much easier and much more cost effectively. Okay, because you have momentum behind your information being released, you have momentum behind your product being released. So then when you start saying, well, I'm going to offer this for $7 or $10 or $17, your cost of acquisition has come down based on that momentum. Okay, and it increases your chance of breaking even earlier, right? Breaking even on the front end. Because again, you need to cover not just the cost of your business, not just the cost of you existing, but the cost of the funnel, right? The cost of the products and services in order to fulfill on that product that you've given. You need to cover the cost of marketing for that funnel. And all of that should be done in the funnel as quickly as possible. And it's so much easier to do when you build momentum behind your content. Every single time your content is published, you want it to go viral or as engaged as possible, so that Facebook will show it to more people, YouTube will show it to more people. And then when they engage more and decide to do things like share and comment and engage as well, then you're going to have that expansive momentum that's going to make it so more and more people are seeing your funnel, your opt-in page or your sales page, and your cost of acquiring a lead goes down dramatically, and then your cost of acquiring a customer goes down as well, allowing your self-liquidating offer funnel to convert better at a lower price point, making it easier for you to get new customers, and your cost of acquisition being something that's a lot more manageable. Okay, so this is why launches are so important. It really, yes, it has to do with taking a business and like, let's say people always want the $1 million launch, right? Yeah, that would be great. but it's about more than just that. It's about being able to quickly cover the cost of your business just to keep it alive, right? Or quickly cover the cost of the marketing for that particular product just to keep that product viable in your business. And here's the last thing I want to share with you, and that is, if you do not meet a minimum number of people seeing your offer, and this is going to change, this minimum number is going to change depending on the offer that you have, the price point you have, the conversion that you have. If you do not meet a certain number, then you don't actually know if your funnel is a good funnel, if it's a profitable funnel. You need to have a certain number of traffic and certain number of people seeing your site before you're even going to know if your funnel is truly worthwhile. Because if you have one offer, okay, almost everyone's going to see that offer. In our example, we had 40% said yes to the opt-in, therefore they're going to see the offer in theory. And then only 10% said yes, so that's 40 people. Well, that means if you have a second offer in the funnel, only 40 people are going to see that offer. And if only 10% of them say yes, now you have 4 people who said yes. And what if you have a third offer in that funnel, right? That third offer, you're not going to have enough people seeing that offer, or even the second offer, you're not going to have enough people seeing that offer to know whether or not that offer is something that your market really, really wants, right? What if you're not getting a lot of sales? You get 40 people saying yes to that first offer. Now you have 4 people saying yes to the second offer. 4 people is not enough to know if your market really, really wants that, okay? So based on that, you do need a minimum number of people just going to your site in order to know if your business, if your product, or if your content is worthwhile. And that right there is the crux of why launches are incredibly important to your business. Even for those people who say, you know what, we don't do launches. They do launches, okay? So take a look at what people are actually doing, not what they're saying. What you're going to see is that launches are everywhere, from content launches to value launches where it's a free video or an opt-in, to product launches, to business launches. They exist everywhere, and they exist exactly for these reasons. Thanks for tuning in this time, and hope to see you guys in the next episode of Launch Guardian Raw.